Alright guys, Inferno here, and it's kind of been a rough one. I have no ideas what I want to upload, so I'm going to go over stuff I think needs to change for the Arcane Odyssey combat system. Now this is just kind of like a wish list. None of it's going to happen because Vatek's not really going to change the combat system majorly. He said it himself. Now some of the stuff he said actually does coincide with what I think about it a bit as well, and it's kind of inspired this video as well. But hit that subscribe button if you're new. Let's get into it. Right, so the first main complaint. Now this is sort of already addressed in the game. It's going to be the startup lag and the end lag of using a move. Now if I jump and press E, it takes like a second for the move to actually like go through, right? And then I have to wait for the move to basically be done before I can move my character. Yeah, I'm like stuck for at least a second. Now obviously I'm aware that if you use attack speed, is it attack speed or agility? I think it's attack speed. That the end lag will decrease. I am aware of that, but could be agility. I think it's attack speed. I actually have never run on attack speed before, but actually I can test it right now. Alright, I'm gonna do it here. Let's see. It's a little faster, but like even still, it's pretty. Like, obviously, the attacks themselves are a lot faster, but I just feel like my end lag is much faster, right? I mean, obviously if the attack's faster, end lag is less, but like, you get the point. Alright, so my point is like, even with the attack speed, like I had 250, you can obviously get more than that, but like, even with 250, I'm gonna Julia build on right now, but even with the 250, it still feels a little slow, so I feel like you can make the default to be like with attack speed, and then like, attack speed can minimize it even further, because right now it was definitely not zero, right? And I just feel like it is really annoying, especially if you have like high ping and stuff. So then it takes like another second to actually use the move. Like it's just a pain in the ass. This is all for PvP, by the way. PvE is like fine. PvE is actually pretty good, I'll say, for Arcane Odyssey, but I just hate PvP in this game, man. And my next point, let me know what you guys think about the end lag thing. I don't think there's really any point of it in the game. Now, second part is gonna be aerial movement, right? I've got an agility build on right now just to exaggerate my points, but basically, dodge reflex midair and just like spamming, leaps and stuff. It's like, I don't know. I'm not a fan of like super aerial stuff, and Vatek himself is not either. I'll put screenshots on the screen now. He's not going to change obviously because it's way too late in the game. But he has said that if he could remake it, he'd make it a lot more ground focused. I think compared to Elden Ring, which I get is a bit of another extreme because there's like no aerial movement at all. But like I think it just is like a little bit too much aerial movement, honestly. Like, you basically have to use like stuff like blast in the air, because if you use it like on the ground, like it can just hit the ground sometimes instead of your opponent. Like say they're over there, okay, that time it hit. But like if you're using like a bigger magic or like I don't know, a bigger size type of thing, like if I switch this to cube, because you want the explosion to be big, okay, that time it hit. But like it can definitely get stuck on the ground sometimes if you're not aiming perfectly. Like there, right there, on the ground. So that's one annoying thing about, you're kind of forced to move around in midair. And it's alright for PvE, because you have to be able to dodge the boss's attacks anyway. I mean, most boss attacks you don't really want to be parrying. Like King Calvus and Maria Berdoff just dodging them. For PvP, I feel like it would be more fun if, you could just stay on the ground and just parry everything. I mean, just from, just spam dodging attacks is a little bit boring in my opinion. And I feel like it's a bit less skill based too. But let me know what you guys think about that. It is being able to play more grounded is just like, you're kind of nerfing yourself, which I feel like it should not be the case. Like, you shouldn't be forced to, spam stuff in the air. So I think they should just, I guess I didn't say my solution there, right? I was saying I think maybe, dodge reflex should not be like, so spammable in combat mid-air. But obviously for exploration it's very good. But I feel like in combat it's like, I don't know, it feels a bit spammy. I don't know, I'm not a fan of it. Let me know what you guys think. Especially if you have like lightning like me, like yeah, the person you find is teleports like 20 meters away basically. It's very annoying. The difference with like dashing on the ground would be is like you can actually keep track of them, but it's like if you do mid-air, like you know what, like, you can't tell what direction they're gonna go. So it's just a bit annoying. Let me know what y'all think though. Oh, another point would be that, obviously it would be reducing the amount of airborne movement you have, right? Which some people might not like. But I think argument to that would be like a bunch of the spells coming in for release do have like you moving through the air. Like if you go through some of my videos, I'm not gonna put them all up on screen because I can't be bothered. But there's like some spells and techniques where you like jump into the air, crash down, that type of thing. Like I think that's a better way to do it with the aerial movement. Like have it be part of spells instead of just be part of the default movement like combat. Like if they had spells that is like you flying up and then crashing down, I think those are pretty fun. But just, you know, being in the air and then using more and more spells, I feel like it's too much. Let me know what you guys think though. Okay, this is kind of a more personal one, but shift lock feels really bad in this game. Because one, the magic circles just basically blind you. And two, it's kind of... Alright, first of all, this cursor in the middle is like really big. Like I think you can obviously change stuff in Roblox to make it like less annoying, but like that circle is like kind of annoying. Like we can make that smaller and like transparent so you can actually see the person. And obviously my wings are kind of blocking the way, but even then I feel like I should just be able to, you know, a lot of other games like shift lock does feel fine. And a lot of them I feel like have like a bit of a different camera angle. Maybe I'm going crazy, I don't know. I feel like a lot of the battlegrounds type of games, you actually can see other people a lot better. I guess I can put an example on the screen. Slime me. Okay, first of all, the shift lock thing is way smaller and less visible. And second, I do feel like you can actually see stuff better here. I don't know. Maybe I'm tweaking, bro. I actually don't know. But yeah, that's just a personal thing. It's because I'm used to using shift lock in a lot of other games. I know a lot of people don't really even play with shift lock in this game, which is fine, but I feel like it should be a little bit better because, yeah, PvP, you know, you're using shift lock, they dodge reflex out, and you're just fucking like searching for them. You have to like swap out, and then, you know, especially with how fast people are moving midair, like shift lock, you can't even aim on them in time. So I feel like, yeah, so, like just using a cursor is a lot better in this game, which I'm not really a fan of. But some people might be, so let me know what you guys think. I guess the last thing I'm going to talk about is M1s, because, I mean, right now, okay, first of all, they weren't in the game when the game came out. They did get added in one of the last updates. Now, I think for, like, the fighting styles are actually not too bad, but for magics they're basically useless, right? Now, you can say that's a fair trade-off, because magics are better in basically every other way. But even for techniques, I feel like M1s can be improved. Now, one possible way to do this, even though a lot of people might dislike it, there's a lot of other games, you know, have M1 stun. You know, if someone M1s you, you get temporarily stunned for a bit to allow for like combos and stuff. Now, Arcane Odyssey doesn't really have any combo type of stuff, so maybe that wouldn't really make sense. But I think another good way to have be it like maybe for like fighting styles, I think M1s being able to stun would not be that crazy. Because you're literally like a martial artist punching someone and they can just like move away while you're punching them. Seems kind of silly, right? Same way, like, you know, you can lose limbs in this game. I feel like if someone M1s you like once or maybe even like a couple times, you should be like stunned a bit. Same way Frozen and stuff works. Not like a super long stun, but long enough for someone just to like start like one move, I suppose. Like that's a short cooldown or something. Maybe Magic's M1 stunning would probably be too broken, so maybe we don't need to do that. But I think fighting styles being able to take M1 style and make them a lot more fun to play. That's kind of all I got for this. You could also add some kind of poise system, so like if someone blocks enough that you can kind of break their guard or something. But I don't think it really fits Arcane Odyssey, to be honest, and I don't think it would change that much as well. So I'm gonna end the video there. Let me know if you guys have any things you think about the combat system. Obviously this video is just hypothetical, none of this is actually going to change because the game is way too far in release. Let's see what the trade this guy gave me. Powerful for charge? Yeah, you're good. I'm good, bro. You got that. Anyway, hit that subscribe button if you're new. I'll see you guys in the next one.